'Cause we're always looking out for you. Always looking out for you. Always looking out for you. Always looking out for you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hashtag Truth. Tonight, I will have Gene Parry as my guest, but before we get to him, let's get a few posters out there and let's talk about some shows that are coming up. First show I want to talk about, 3 Count Pro is going to have Aftershock Saturday, August 10th, 2019 at the Calvary First Baptist Church, 11 Tampa Street, Greenville, South Carolina, 29609. Doors open at doors open at 6 o'clock. Bell time is 7. Tickets are $10 at the door. Also, July 27th, 2019, Go for the Gold, EWF. Man, that's going to be a great show. It's going to be doors open at 6:30, bell time 7:30, $5 at the door. Sydney Ashley will be on my show on Hashtag Truth July 25th. She will tell you all about it and her Girl Scout Gold Award that she is going for and why this show is being done in her honor. So be looking for that show. And now let's get the man of the hour up here, Gene Parry. How are you doing, sir?
Hello, Mr. Larson. How are you this evening?
I am doing great, man. I am having a great time. It's always good to see EWF faces on Hashtag Truth. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all are family. You know that.
Now, it's always a pleasure to be here, Scott.
And we get to talk about one of my favorite shows of the year, the Holly Yatsko Memorial Cup.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite shows, too. It's a very special time for me and my wife and, for my family. It's a show that we put together to honor the memory of my daughter who passed away in 2015. So it's really special, really near and dear to my heart, and something it's the one time of the year where the people at EWF say, it's your show, you take the reins, you do it. So and that's really great that they have that kind of confidence in me that they'll let me do that. So
explain to all the people out there watching, what is the Holly Yatsko Memorial Cup?
Okay. Well, it's a benefit show that we set up. Every year we do a benefit. Usually it's for a different organization. Last year we did it for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and we raised about $635, and that was great. What it is basically, Scott, is it's to honor the memory of my daughter. It's something that, when she passed away, I wanted something that I could have to pay tribute to her. And, since I'm so involved with the wrestling community, that was the best thing I could think of. So every year we do a show. We call it the Holly Yatsko Memorial Cup. I approached David Reimer with the idea 4 years ago. And because I really thought I thought nobody would go for it. I really thought it was, somebody would, they would just laugh it off as a joke. But I approached David Reimer with it 4 years ago, and he loved the idea, and he was absolutely all for it. So we ran the first one under the SWA banner in the same place, actually, the Forest City National Guard Armory. And what we did was it was a series of triple threat matches. It was 4 triple threat matches, and the winner from each one of the 4 triple threat matches, they got to go into the main event, which was a 4-man ladder match. Wow. Which was was phenomenal, Scott. It was absolutely phenomenal. And the winner of that one was Lyle Superlaw Case. He was the first winner of the Holly Yatsko Memorial Cup. So, when she passed away and I decided I wanted to do this, I said I'm going to do this every year until, I stop having breath in my body. And this is year number 4. So, and it just gets bigger and bigger every year. And just something to pay honor to my daughter and pay tribute to her life.
I missed the first 2, unfortunately, but I was there last year, and man, what a great show. All 8 wrestlers that came in. You didn't touch on this like I hoped you would, but I'm going to say it. It's an 8-man elimination tournament. So
Yes.
we're going to be talking about 8 different men.
Right. 8-man single elimination. So you're going to have a total of 7 matches, all together. There'll be the first round, the second round, and then of course the final. So yeah, it's 8-man single elimination. We do it all in one night, and it's great. It's a great atmosphere. It's really a time to come together and celebrate life, is what it is.
I'm going to go through some of these comments real quick before they really back me up. Hello, Alex. How you doing tonight? Joshua, how you doing tonight? JD, how you doing tonight? Remember, I am interviewing somebody. Everybody can say hi to Gene, too. He is taking time out of his day.
You're the man.
Josh says, can't wait for EWF. Man, I can't wait for EWF. This one time a month thing has got to go. Let's go back to 2 weeks, man. Every 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to that more than anything. There you go. Joshua said, hey, Gino.
What's up, Josh?
Alexander wants to know, what's the best thing about refereeing?
Just being close to the action and being a part of it and feeling like you're doing something to contribute.
We're going to get to Joshua asked who's all in the tournament this year. We're going to go over that shortly, Josh. Stick around. You don't want to miss this. 8 great competitors are going to be in there, and I can't wait. It'll just be in a few minutes. I guarantee you he's dying to get this first round out. We were already
Josh,
talking about it.
We had already announced the 8 guys that are in it,
right?
A couple weeks ago. Scott and I did.
That's right.
Tonight we're gonna actually announce the opening round matchups, the first round matchup.
I'm excited. I'm going to make my predictions too, right here on hashtag for who I think is going to win it.
And that's what I want. Usually, Scott, when you and I do this, you throw something out there and you ask for my opinion and you want my input on it. Well, tonight we're going to switch the tables just a little bit, and we want your opinion and your input. Okay, you down for that?
I'm ready. I am so ready. You have no idea. Was always my favorite. Dexter Meyer said it was a few more, and then I promise we'll get to it. Was always my favorite show of the year. Honored to have been a part of all 3. Dexter, man. Awesome. What's up, Gene Parry? Great seeing you last night. Joey, saw you last night.
Yeah, they came to USA Main Event Wrestling down in Lincolnton, where I made my debut for a promotion called USA Main Event, and it was great. It was a great time. I really love the organization. I love what they got going on, and I really hope they keep asking Gene Reffin Parry to come back.
Sweet, man. We're gonna plug you later on too, not just the Haliasco Memorial Cup, but we're gonna plug Gene Reffin Parry too. Sammy Love wants to know, how long have you been reffing?
A total of 15 years between here and the state of Pennsylvania.
JD Cormier said, I've heard great things about this ref. I'm excited for this show. Gene oh gosh, I don't know what he's talking about in here, but Gene, did you ref the Battle Royal when Jim Grombowski pooped his pants?
Nah, it doesn't sound familiar to me. No, I don't think I did.
No. Let's get back to the Haliasco Memorial Cup, shall we?
Okay. Yeah, you want to start off with that?
Let's do it.
All right. I had sent you, first of all, there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. You know that as everybody else, but I had sent you a graphic, and if you would put that graphic up, Mr. Larson,
I will do that right now, sir. Give me 1 second, and we are there.
There it is, folks. That is the flyer / poster for this year's Haliasco Memorial Cup. So Joshua Tester, you can see who the 8 men are, who's there. You see you got Austin Jordan, Eric Anton, Chase Lovelace, returning back, last year's winner Ethan Case, Adam Jackson, Eric Nuff, Big Country, of course, who has been in every 4, and the Tie-Dye Sunrise is making a return, Mr. James Johnson. So those are the 8 men who will be participating in this year's tournament. But I really, really want to give a shout out to the young man who did this poster for me. He's a fellow referee. I've watched him grow as a referee. If you would ask me 2 years ago, I probably would have shot the kid because I tried to help him, but he wouldn't listen a lot. But anyway, the young man's name is Trayton Bigelow, and he actually is the person who made this poster for me. He did a fantastic job, and if anybody needs any graphics or posters, look him up on Facebook, Trayton Bigelow. He does a great job, and his prices are very reasonable. So he's the person who made this year's poster, and I'm very pleased that we are able to unveil that here on this show.
Man, I'm going to come back on. Man, I am grateful that you actually sent me that poster about a week ago, and it's taken all my power, brother, not to put that up on the screen at some point. That is one great-looking poster, all great picture of all 8 wrestlers, clean. I mean, I love that poster. I told you that when I sent it to you in a message. I said, that's the best poster I've ever seen made. And Trayton,
I like the
you're
layout.
great,
I like the
man.
layout.
Yeah, the way
layout
it
of that
slides
poster is
across,
awesome.
right? I love that. It's awesome, man. And
That was all him.
And you've got some returning players, and you got some returning wrestlers. That's awesome because it's always good to see people who have won it to come back and try to reclaim it. It's also good to see people that's been in it and haven't won it, and they're still chasing that Yatsko Memorial Cup. And I love to see that.
Scott, the response to this tournament is overwhelming. And I announced, I think it was maybe about a month and a half ago that the date of the tournament, and for like a week straight, my phone just lit up. People from the East Coast of North Carolina, people from Virginia, people from Tennessee saying, "Hey, I want to come. I want to participate. I want to take part." Just the outreach of love and support for what this tournament is all about is amazing, and it really makes you grateful for the people in this business. Because I've met some wonderful people in this business.
Oh yeah,
and a lot of these people that reach out, wanting to come and participate, I've never met before. There's a handful. I know the majority of them, but there's a handful of people that I don't know. And
isn't it amazing when you do a great thing how the floodgates open and everybody wants to be a part of it? Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, but it makes me feel bad saying, guys, I'm sorry. I've already got the card booked. I've got my 8 guys, and I'm moving on from it. And it kind of makes me feel bad in a way. But just the show of love and support is amazing, and it kind of makes me relive why I got into this business, because it really is a family. It really is a brotherhood. And I'm going to be totally honest with you, Mr. Scott Larson, right here on #Truth. If it wasn't for wrestling and it wasn't for the people, I don't know where I'd be. I really don't.
Hey man, everybody knows my story. Everybody knows I can't work. If it wasn't for this and wrestling and EWF starting me off in this, I don't know where I'd be, man. And I'm being honest about that. I'd be sitting at home bored to death, bouncing off these walls, man. So I get to do what I love. I get to be in front of people talking wrestling all day long and talking to great people like you and all the others that are in the wrestling business. And I love this. But the one thing that I really love about the Haliatsko Memorial Cup, and I have no quorums about this, and I know I won't get an argument from anybody, you're giving back to the community. Not only are you doing the wrestling part of it, but through Holly, you're giving back to the community. And that's something that's really special about this show. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, that's something that we're proud of. My wife and I are proud of, and that's what we strive for. Losing a child is a life-altering event. To take that negative in your life that you have to deal with every day and turn it into a positive, take all that negative energy and make it a positive is something that's really special. This year we are, and this is what we did the first year for the very first Haliatsko Cup. This year we're taking all the proceeds and we are sending it back to hospice that took care of Holly before she passed. And we write a check in her name and donate it to them. And that's what we're going to do again this year.
Man, that is awesome to hear, man. That is totally special. And what I loved about it was, you know, a lot of fans don't, you know, won't question whether the check gets to the place or not. What I loved about what you did was last year you actually showed the picture of you handing the check over to the charity that you handed it over to last year. And that made the whole thing come together for me, brother. That brought a tear to my eye because
Well,
I know
you're
that it
probably going to see
actually
it.
happened.
You will see that again this year because we are pretty close with the organization that we're donating to, which is called Hospice of the Sacred Heart. And I know that they'll probably put something up on Facebook, which I'll be able to share. But yeah, we had the show on a Saturday night last year, and Monday morning I was in the car driving down to Charlotte, down to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and I met a lovely, lovely lady there named Laura, and
Right.
we took some pictures, and I gave her the check, and they were so happy to get it. So yeah, it's something you don't need to worry about it. This is legit. It's on the up and up. It's not
Right.
something that.
But you see what I'm saying as a fan,
No, yeah.
you know most of the people are legit, but when you honestly see a picture of somebody doing what they said they're gonna do, that makes me as a fan go, you know what? They're taking the time to show me they're legit. I'll be there next year because I know it's
Yeah.
legit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it speaks volumes. Yes, I know. I understand totally what you're saying, and we take pride in that because we don't want anybody thinking that anything shady's going on. This is a
Right.
legitimate thing for a legitimate cause.
Right.
Every year, Donna and I sit down and talk about, well, who are we going to help out this year? Who are we going to send the money to this year?
Right.
And this year we just decided that 4 years into it, that we needed to go back. We need to go back and revisit the original recipient, and that was the hospice that took care of Holly before she passed, and that's what we're going to do again this year. And you know what, Scott? They were so great and they were so fantastic. They may be the ones who get it every year from here on out, because if it
And
wasn't for
I see
them.
nothing, and I'm telling you as a fan, I see nothing wrong with that, brother. That is not only is that special to you, but it makes it special to us because it's a family thing. Like you said, we're family, man. All us wrestlers, fans, we like to think of each other as family. And hey, man, family helps family, and I think that's great, man. That is really awesome.
Yeah, and we write the check, in the name of Holly Otsko, and we donate it to them, and you know, it's a great feeling. It really is, because they were there for us when we needed them, and
Right,
we want to show them that, even though that was 4 years ago, we're still thinking about them, and we still care and support them too.
right. There's no doubt about that, man. And I'm gonna come every year that I've got a breath in my system, and I'm definitely gonna support that because great show, man. Anytime you need help putting the word out there about the show, any year from now until the day I die, brother, you have me definitely for sure.
I appreciate that, Scott, and that means a lot to me because this is getting the word out like this is key. It's we're giving everybody enough time. They can mark the date, make your plans. Come celebrate with us. It's not.
Right,
I mean, it's a
right,
celebration. Come
right.
and celebrate with me and my
And
wife.
and that tells you that we're gonna have some good wrestlers, and I say we because we're family. We're going to have some good wrestlers in there. If you're turning away wrestlers, you know it's going to be a great night of wrestling action. Let's talk about them wrestlers, man.
Ooh.
Name the participants again for us, Gene, so we all get to know who exactly is going to be there.
Who's exactly going to be in it this year? Okay.
Yep.
You got Chase Loveless from the Unbookables. You've got the A Game, the EWF champion, Austin Jordan. Big Country is making his fourth appearance. He has been there every year. Love the man to death. He's
Oh
my
yeah.
brother. When I say Big Country is my brother, he's my brother. I love the man to death. He's been there to support me every year, and he's helped me in ways that I could probably never tell anybody without crying. But
Right.
probably ways he doesn't even know. But anyway, okay. So you got Big Country coming back again this year. Is the Tie Dye Sunrise James Johnson. Ethan Case, last year's winner, is coming back to defend his title.
Uh-oh.
You just never know. Making his first appearance is Mr. Eric Nuff. making his first appearance in the Cup this year is, I know, one of your personal favorites from the Unbookables, Mr. Eric Anton. And
No, my personal favorite is the last guy you're about to mention.
Mr. Satisfaction, Adam Jackson. Also from the Unbookables.
That's the guy I love to hate. me and Adam from day one have never seen eye to eye at EWF.
I think a lot of people feel that way about it. I like to steal his hat.
I love his hat. I love talking about his loaded glove. That really makes him upset.
Yeah, he gets a little bothered by that. He does.
But man, you have got the whole first round. You said you drew. How did you go about making the first round? Did you sit down and say these two would go good, or did you draw names? How did you do the first round for this Memorial Cup?
Actually, Scott, I don't want to call it an app. I have sort of I feel like Stuart Snodgrass. I have sort of a program where I can load in information, height, weight, and the computer will generate what it thinks is a good match. So I kind of focus. It's got some flaws in it. It's got some bugs, but so my wife and I, we sat down and we drew. We did like the bingo ball thing, you know. We drew, and then we let the computer do its thing. And remarkably, it was pretty darn close. So that's how it was done. I feel like Stuart, because it was calculating and research, and you know. But yeah, we had a lot of fun with it. But I think we've got a great first round. So
before you get to the first round and how you did that, let me catch up on some of this because I'm way behind, man. Let's get the fans into this. Let's see. We ended with that. Alex said James Johnson will win. # he's my favorite. Neil said great looking poster. I totally agree, man. That is one of the best looking posters I've ever seen at a wrestling show. Alex said I go crazy if I can't watch wrestling. That was back when we were talking about it being once a month instead of every 2 weeks.
Right.
You will still be rocking the Magic Room. The Magic Room is never going to go away. It'll always be behind this wall. Hi, wife. How you doing? She's back there. Yes.
I don't even want to ask.
My bedroom is behind this wall. He calls it the Magic Room. So
yeah.
Tie-dye sunrise. One of the participants. I've got about 9 pairs of gear. The question is now, what pair should I wear for which round? James, wear the one that's going to win it all, brother. That's the one. That's what I'm going to tell you. That's my advice. James, assuming you make it past round 1. Well, we'll hear about who he's going to be facing in round 1 in just a second, and I'm going to make my prediction after that. Tie-dye said, if I didn't think I could win the whole thing, then I shouldn't have entered. I agree 100%. That's what I like to see in my wrestlers, man. If you don't win, I riot. Oh, look at that. Gene, you might have a riot after the show.
Hey, it's only Dexter. That's not a problem. That's not a problem.
Give him a Carolina Reaper. He'll be fine.
Yeah, if you always give him a Reaper Pepper, he'll slither off in the corner and we'll be fine. We're good.
The world wants to know who is your pick to win, Gene. We are going to get to that, Dexter. I promise you. We will get to that shortly. Joey says, James, what happens when you're across the ring from the big man, the Southern Punisher? That's a pretty good question, but man, I don't know how he would answer that. I wouldn't want to be looking across at Big Country as my opponent. What happens if Jackson and Anton is in the finals? I'm gonna cry. That's gonna be my answer. I'm gonna cry. I'll watch it. I'll be excited, but I'm gonna cry. But I'm gonna cry.
Riot. Scott, we'll riot then.
He said we'll both riot then.
We'll riot. We'll riot. Yeah.
Dexter, either way, the Unbookables win. Well, Joey, I'm going to be the bearer of bad news. They don't have numbers this time. They have a few in there, but they don't have the numbers. They're outnumbered. That's my big brother, so we'll bump fists, and may the best man win. Love that guy. Yes, we all love Big Country. We love you too, man. I truly respect that answer. So do I. Oh, Wesley wants to say hello, Gene Parry. What's up?
What's up, Wesley? See you Saturday, buddy.
Yep, can't wait to see you, man. If anybody doesn't know, Wesley is the sound guy at EWF. Love him to death. Reagan says, Gene Parry, how long have you been a ref? I think she probably came in late. How long have you been a ref, Gene?
15 years total.
Wow. That is.
Yeah, I've been doing this a long time.
I say Robert Big Country Ordway or the Unbookables and Jersey Red. Why are you so quiet? If Jersey Red is watching and she's not saying anything, then I'm in trouble. That's all I've got to say about that.
That's my number one fan, Jersey Red.
There you go. All right, Gene, we're caught up. Let's talk about the first round and who's going to be fighting each other in this first round.
Okay. Well, let me throw this out there first for everybody who's here. Mark the date. It's September 14th. Okay. September 14th, the Forest City National Guard Armory, same place we hold all the EWF shows. Same deal. Doors will open at 6:30. We're going to start at 7. We're going to kick it off. And Mr. Scott Larson, I am so excited because here we go. We are going to announce the opening matchups in no particular order. Okay, we're just going to announce the pairings. This doesn't mean it's going to be match 1, match 2, match 3, match 4. We're just going to announce who the opponents are for the first round. We'll worry about the order at another time. Okay. So we have representing the Unbookables, Mr. Chase Lovelace. And he drew for the first round. You ready, Scott?
I'm ready.
The
winner will be
Austin Jordan. So Chase Lovelace versus Austin Jordan. That's going to be one of the opening round matchups.
Sorry, Chase. Okay, go on, man. Go on.
But no, that's your call. Sorry, Chase.
Sorry, Chase.
You got to give your rebuttal now. And this is where we turn the tables, and you tell me your thoughts.
All right, brother. It's going to be a good match. Both of them guys are very athletic, but I would be ran out of town if I did not pick the A game, Austin Jordan. I'm surprised I'm not wearing his shirt today, but the A game, Austin Jordan will beat Chase Lovelace. If not, it will be because the Unbookables cheated. I will throw that out there. If the Unbookables cheat, Austin might lose in the first round. But if it's a square one-on-one match, Austin Jordan goes to the second round.
Okay. Sounds good. The next match we want to announce opponent-wise for round 1. Representing the Unbookables, I hear a theme here. Representing the Unbookables, Mr. Eric Anton.
Okay.
And his opponent for round 1 is Eric Nuff.
You know I love Eric Nuff too, and I don't like the Unbookables. But but see, here's my quandary because I don't know when these matches are going to happen and how the brackets are. So in my mind, I'm thinking if I pick Eric Nuff to win this one, then Eric Nuff might go up against the champion, Austin Jordan, and then I'm really in a quandary because I can't pick between them two. So I'm going to say in this match, Eric Anton wins, and it's going to be by cheating because that's what Eric Anton does.
You're picking Eric Anton, really?
I'm gonna say Eric Anton by cheating. That's my prediction. By cheating.
Joey Godfrey. Write this down, Joey Godfrey. He picked Anton.
Yes, I picked Anton. Okay. Not because I like him better than Eric Nuff, because everybody knows how much I love Eric Nuff. But I just have a feeling that will be won by cheating, and Eric Anton will move on.
Well, just remember, it's the Holly Osco Memorial Cup. I referee along with Tyler, and I really, really frown on cheating during this tournament. That really drives me crazy. But
anyway. I know you do, sir. But I know the Unbookables very well too.
Yeah, you know the Unbookables
and you have you have the greatest blind eye in refereeing. So,
what are you trying to say, Scott? Here's the bombshell.
Okay.
Here is the bombshell. Are you ready?
I'm ready for this one.
Okay. We are going to have a repeat of last year's final. The one-man streamer party, Mr. Ethan Case, against the Southern Punisher, Big Country.
You put me on the spot, Gene. You're putting me on
You're
the spot,
speechless.
man. You're putting me on the spot. All right, man. I gotta go with my buddy, man. Big Country. Big Country will beat Ethan Case and redeem the loss he took last year. That is my prediction.
Okay. All right. So that leaves Coachy, stop. My dog is going crazy. I locked my hand.
He likes hashtag truth too, and you're not letting him see. Come on, man.
He's excited. He's excited for that match too. Stop. He's excited for that match too. That's what it is.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
So
right.
that leaves. Come here. Lay down. That leaves two men. That is the tie-dye Sunrise, Mr. James Johnson versus Satisfaction. Shut up. Satisfaction, Adam Jackson.
He is very excited.
Yeah, he's excited for that match too.
But he's yelling. He's yelling that Adam Jackson doesn't have a chance. That's what your puppy's yelling.
He's saying he doesn't have a snowball's chance. Yeah, so it'll be the tie-dye Sunrise. I'm sorry, I'll say it again because my dog is being a bonehead. The tie-dye Sunrise, Mr. James Johnson versus representing the Unbookables, Satisfaction. Oh, I'm sorry. Now it's the Assassin, isn't it?
Assassin, yes, the Assassin Adam Jackson.
Adam Jackson.
Yeah, he sneaks up on you with that loaded glove. That's what he does.
I'm not going to touch that one. I have something to say to that, but this is a family show, right?
Yes. Well, it's unscripted. You can say whatever you want, but I stay PG-13.
Yeah, we'll let that pass.
But okay,
so that's it. That's your opening round matchups, guys.
So out of the four people I picked, I'm going to move on. Out of the four people I picked, I'm going to go straight to the championship round and who I think is going to be there and who I think should win the Haliotsko Memorial Cup 4. Interesting.
Okay, let's hear it.
I think the championship round, this would excite me more than anything, and they're two if I use the word loose, it's not even loosely. They're two babies, but I would love to see them in the championship match. Tie-dye Sunrise versus Big Country for the championship. And
that would be great. I have seen those two go to war before.
And I see the first ever tie-dye championship the first ever championship for the Haliotsko Memorial Cup going to Mr. Tie-dye Sunrise. That is my pick for the Haliotsko Memorial Cup. James Johnson wins the Haliotsko Memorial Cup.
Mr. Scott Larson going out there on a limb.
Yes, sir. And trust me, that's hard because I'm passing up Big Country, who I love to death. Everybody knows. I'm passing up my boy, Austin Jordan, who's going to lose along the way somewhere. And I'm passing up the most respected wrestler I have in there. And I'm going with tie-dye. I have to go with tie-dye. I'm sorry. I don't see anybody beating him. Okay,
that's your pick. Mr. Scott Larson out on a limb. He's going with Mr. Tie-dye Sunrise, James Johnson.
That's it. That was now before when you didn't have all 8 men, I had a different answer. But now that I know all 8 men, that's my pick.
Cool. I like that pick. I like that pick. He certainly has all the tools to do it. Let's put it that way.
And then some. And it's never a boring match when you see James Johnson in the ring. By the way, if any of you have never seen James Johnson in the ring, he is great. Great action. He's a 5-star. I got this 5-star kick going on right now, but he is a 5-star.
Get off that 5-star kick.
Right. He is a 5-star match every time he enters the ring. Let me tell you, he he not only makes himself look good, but he makes others look good. And I can say the same thing about Big Country, and that's why that should be the championship match in my eyes. Because that man, I'm telling you, the boom in that house would be huge.
Well, I'll tell you, James Johnson, from the opening bell to the final bell, he doesn't stop.
That's it.
If you don't keep your eyes on him, you're going to miss something because he's that good and he's that talented. And I am so happy that we got him to come back for the second year.
Read that. That's what I love. I'll make sure to put in the work for you, Scott. You do it for all of us, James. Win it for all of us, brother. I am behind you.
Hello, nothing for me. Come on, James.
Yeah, brother. You didn't pick. Now we're gonna turn the tables, brother. Who do you
I can't.
think?
I can't. I can't pick. I can't pick.
Okay.
I guess I really shouldn't, but I mean, I could certainly give my opinion, but I kind of don't think it's
okay.
appropriate.
Don't pick. But who would you like to see in the championship round?
Who would I like to see in the championship round?
Who would you like to see in the championship round?
Wow.
I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, James Johnson is definitely one of them because he's phenomenal. I just spoke very highly of him, and I'm not going to pull back on that.
Don't make me cry by saying it unbookable.
No, who I would really like to see is James Johnson and Austin Jordan. I think that would be.
Again, would be awesome. I wouldn't be able to cheer in that match. I'd have to sit on my hands because I love both of them. See, that's the one thing about an 8-man tournament that is really hard. You never know until the brackets come out. You never know how it's going to pair up. Babies can go. Good guys can go against good guys. Bad guys can go against bad guys. You're not always going to have the good guy versus bad guy in an 8-man tournament like that, and that's what's awesome about the Haliatsko Memorial Cup. You might know who's starting off, but you don't know who's going to be in that championship round, and that's why you come. And I love that about the tournament.
Right. You never. It's just like any other EWF show. You just never know what's going to happen.
Right. Let me get to some of these. Right now, starting now, I know where we're at in the comments. Give me your pick for the Haliatsko Memorial Cup. Tell me who's going to win it. Right now, we've got, it says 7 or 8 people in the chat, so I should have 7 answers in the next 10 seconds. Everybody tell me who you think's going to win the Haliatsko Memorial Cup 4. You've had the 8, you've been told the 8 wrestlers, you've been given the first round. Who's going to win Haliatsko Memorial Cup 4? I'm going to go over some of these, and me and Gene's going to go through these other comments while you're answering. Joey said satisfaction trumps the tie-dye warrior. Oh, okay. James Johnson beats the crap out of Adam Jackson. Okay, I like Josh's way of thinking better.
You got 2 different opinions there.
Right? Austin Jordan versus Big Country for the title. That would be an amazing fight. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes,
Again, I'd have to sit on my hands and take my mouth shut because I couldn't root for either one of them. Because I'd want to root for both of them. Billy Jones says it's gonna be Big Country. Hey, I can't go wrong with Big Country either. I made my pick. It's James Johnson, but you can't go wrong with Big Country.
You can't go wrong not betting against Big Country because I'll tell you what, he's in position to be the first ever 2-time winner.
Austin Jordan, says Joshua Tesner. He says the EWF champ can't be beat. He's going to go through it. That can't go wrong with that answer. Do you know what I love about this? Until I get to one certain person on this stream, nobody's picking an unbookable. I love that.
Isn't that great?
There is a few here, but
there is hope.
Gene, you know good and well I love you, said tie-dye.
I know you do, brother, and I love you too.
Joshua wants you to pick it. Joshua, he can't pick it. He's running the show. That would give away everything. I don't want him to give away everything. So you don't either. Trust me. Spoiler alert. Mean Gene hits the Hulk Hogan music and wins it all. That's what I'm talking about, Joey, right there.
Joey's got ever since that bunkhouse brawl. Joey's got this terrible fetish of seeing me in tights back in the ring, and it's not going to happen.
He just wants to see you rip off that shirt again.
Yeah, that was all Dexter Myers doing because he was being a dork. So that's not going to happen again.
Hey, and I've got video proof of this right over here. When you got in the ring, Adam Jackson ran out of the ring. He went under the bottom rope. Yes, I saw
scurried
that.
away. He scurried away. Yeah.
Yes, so Adam Jackson is scared of Gene Reffin Parry. I love it. Dexter Myers also believes that Tie-Dye Sunrise is going to win it. Joshua says the A game. Of course, Joey's going to go with Satisfaction. There we go. We're going to have this is going to be the only guy who picks one. Well, wait a minute. I got another one, but Satisfaction, Adam Jackson. The great ring announcer who is supposed to be seen and never heard said Austin Jordan is going to win it. James Roberts says Big Country, hands down. Hey, that's what I said about tie-dye, hands down. We all got to show up and show out, be there not only for Holly, but for Gene Reffin Parry and all these wrestlers. This is going to be a great event, and it goes for a great cause. So even though we're sitting here having fun, just remember that before you decide whether or not you want to come to the show. The wrestling really, to me, the wrestling's awesome, but it does take a backseat to the charity part of this show. It really does for me, and I'm pretty sure Gene could say the same thing. In memory of his daughter, in memory of all the good things that the hospice care did for her, remember, the bottom line is we want to give back to the community. We want to give back in Holly's name. So remember that when you're thinking about whether or not you want to come to the show. All right, back to the good stuff. James Johnson, and that not that wasn't good, but you know what I mean. James Roberts said Eric Anton with a swerve. See, that's what the Unbookables cannot win without a swerve. That's
an interesting pick, though.
It's an interesting pick, but could we rehash Eric Anton versus Austin Jordan again? Maybe.
Anything's possible.
That could be another fight. I'm trying to pull something out of Gene, but he's got a poker face, man. Joshua said, Gene Parry, can we do a personal donation to you? That's a good question, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. There was folks at the door, that came in last year into the event and left money at the door. And of course, they're great, and they put it all in an envelope, and that was added to the kitty. The guy who won the 50-50, he donated it back to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So
that's awesome,
yeah,
man. That's awesome to hear.
Come to the event, leave it at the door, say, hey, I want to kick in a little extra. Leave it with Daphne at the door, and she takes care of it for me, and we get it. We get it at the end.
That's it. There you go. Love it. Dexter says, I can't wait until 5 years from now. Holly Cup 5. 5 years from now, Holly Cup 5. What are you talking about? 5 years from now will be Holly Cup 9. Where's your math, Dexter?
He has his socks and shoes on. You got to forgive him.
Well, anyway, all 8 winners returned for the Haliotsko. There you go. Now, I think he meant 9. That's what he meant was 9. IV.
Like I said, he has his socks and shoes on.
And he wants to bring. Now, that's an idea, man. When we get to year, I say we loosely because we're family.
Of course.
Year 9, bring back all 8 winners if they're still wrestling and have them wrestle for the Memorial Cup. That's a great idea, man.
That's a great idea. But what happens if, say for instance, hypothetically this year, Big Country or Ethan Case wins? Then you got a 2-time winner. So then you're down. Then what do you do in a case like that?
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. Yeah, that is true. Hasn't somebody
get around it?
Has there been a 2-time winner yet? There has, hasn't there?
Yet.
Not
Not
yet.
yet, but
Okay.
now we have. Let's see. Last year, Big Country was in. Well, last year, Big Country was the only guy in position to win it twice. But now you got Ethan Case coming back, so he's now in position to win it twice. So you got
Oh
the
man.
possibility of two different men being a two-time winner.
Oh wow. Dexter Myers said autocorrect messed me up. He's blaming it on autocorrect. We love you, Dexter. I'm
Yes,
telling you,
yes, because
man. We love you,
because
man.
when you say the number when you say the number 9 into your phone, it does put up an IV. So yeah, we'll go with that, Dexter. That's a good one.
I gotta be able to breathe. I'm laughing too hard. You're gonna make me cry, brother. Rhonda Ruff said this is the first time the Ruffs will miss the Holly Cup, but no, the Perrys will be in our thoughts and prayers. Man, I wish you could be there. I really do, Rhonda. I don't know what you got going on, but maybe something will change and you can be there anyway. But I'll let you say what you got to say about that. But thank you for, sending the thoughts and prayers.
I guess that means I got to find a photographer.
Rhonda, by the way, if you guys don't know, Rhonda Ruff is probably the elite wrestling photographer, and she does all the pictures for EWF, and she is a great friend of mine, and I call her a sister, and I have no problems doing that. So I'm sad to see that she's going to miss any show in EWF. When she's not there, a part of me is missing. I'm not lying to you. But, sometimes things happen and you can't be somewhere and life comes first. We all understand that in the business of wrestling. But, Rhonda, we all love you. And whatever's going on that day, I hope you're with us that day. At least say hi and at least text us every once in a while and ask us who's winning, because I'll be sure to let you know. Okay,
so on that note, if anybody wants to volunteer to be a photographer for that night, I'm looking.
There you go. Open doors for a photographer. There you go. Oh, here we go. Tie-Dye says, in all seriousness, the Haliasco Cup means a lot to me. My father passed away from cancer when I was young, so any year that I'm available for this tournament, I'll be there. It's a pleasure, and I'll be fighting for not only myself, not only Holly, but my dad too, so I'm going to the fight hard. James Johnson, let me tell you something else. My mother, who passed in 2003 at a very young age of 48, she died of cancer also. So this means a lot to me too. So we're all going to be thinking about our loved ones that day, and wrestling is the one way that I've always coped with any problem I have in my life, and we all do. And I want to thank Gene for having this. The whole thing is just awesome. The whole thing in a nutshell is just a great day where everybody can get together. And like he said, it's a big time celebration. It really doesn't matter who wins and loses in the ring. I'm telling you, I'm going to be rooting. I'm going to be cheering. I'm going to have a good time. But that's not the reason I'm there. And that's the reason why everybody else isn't going to be there either. We're there for Holly, the family atmosphere, and giving back to the community. Would you agree with that, Gene?
Absolutely, I agree with that. But, James brings up a very valid point, and this is something that we started talking about, for Haliasco too, is that it's a celebration. It's my way of celebrating and remembering my daughter and giving back to the community and,
right.
For the people who helped us and helped her. But for the fans, it's also a call for them to come and celebrate the life of their loved ones as well. We all know somebody who's been touched in some way, shape, or form by this dreaded disease. And
you know what? I'm going to say this, and I hope you agree with me, because I'm going to do it. I am going to make sure I have a picture of my mother when I come to the show. Anybody who comes to the Haliasco Memorial Cup 4, this is a hashtag true thing. This isn't a Gene thing. Bring a picture of your loved one that you lost to cancer. Let's all celebrate this day together. How's that, Gene? Does that sound like a good idea?
No, sounds like a terrible idea, Scott. No.
I love that idea. I'm going to do that.
That is a great idea. Actually, I challenge everybody. I challenge everybody to bring a picture of their loved one.
Let's do it.
Display it, hold it, make a poster, put the picture on the poster. Let's do it. This
do it.
is not only a celebration for me; it's a celebration for all the fans as well.
That's it.
And that's what I've been promoting since year two. Come and help us celebrate, and by helping us celebrate, bringing your loved ones into it is a celebration for us as well. Let's just make it one big celebration.
If Dexter can't type, don't let him be the photographer. I don't know where that came from, but okay.
Well, that came back from his 9-year remark that came up as an IV, and it was his phone's fault. So yeah, if he can't text, don't let him. Yeah.
Here's a guy who needs autocorrect. He said, "Gene, I need a 4X T-shirt, please." He needs a T-shirt, but
I don't have any shorts, Joey. I don't have any shorts, Joey.
Yeah, 4X T-shirt. I don't know what a T-shirt is, but we love you anyway.
Joey. He went to the he is a proud graduate of the Dexter Myers School of Text Messaging.
He proudly hangs that diploma up.
Yeah, he's got that diploma right in the bathroom for everybody to see.
Oh my goodness, man. All right. We're going to take a very short intermission. I want to put up a few posters up and promote a few other shows, and then we're going to get back with Gene Parry here, and we're going to talk about the upcoming EW event, Go for the Gold. How about that, Gene? Is that all right with you, man?
Sounds good. Yeah, sounds good, bud.
All right, man. Let me get over here to the brand side of my page, and let's put up another couple of posters. Here we go. First poster we're going to put up there, August the 10th, Honor Among Us. 411 Curtsey Drive, Morgantown. Doors open at 6. Bell time is 7. $8 for advance tickets. It's $10 at the door. AWC, you don't want to miss this show. A lot of great wrestlers are going to be there. Zach Zulo and the bunch, man. That is going to be a great show. Not only that, but this is August the 16th. And, man, I'm looking very forward to this show. Ace Wrestling, Gaming, and Music presents The One, August 16th at the Hoke County High School. Doors open at 6. Bell time is 7 o'clock. If you want ticket information, call this number, 910-603-7429. And, man, the list goes on and on of all the great wrestlers that are going to be there. You don't want to miss any of these shows. And I'm going to show this poster again because I don't know when he's actually going to have these posters up for good. The Holly Yatsko Memorial Cup 4 is going to be September 14th. That's what we've been talking about for the last 50 minutes. It's going to be Saturday, September 14th at the Forest City National Guard Armory. It's $5 at the door. All benefits will go to benefit the Hospice of the Sacred Heart. It's an 8-man tournament. You see the 8 men on the screen. Austin Jordan, Eric Anton, Chase Loveless, Adam Jackson, Tie-Dye Sunrise, Big Country, and a lot. And every man, I'm telling you, I am so excited about this. My pick is Tie-Dye Sunrise. If you're on here and you haven't made your pick, let me know out of these 8 men who is going to be your guy, and we'll get right back into that, man. Perfect timing, brother. Perfect timing.
Perfect
Look at
timing.
that.
See that?
That's awesome. All right, Gene. July 27th, Go for the Gold.
July 27th. Yeah, this coming Saturday night, Forest City National Guard Armory. EWF's back again.
Back in the Forest City National Guard Armory, $5 at the door. You can't beat that. Great wrestling. I'm going to put the poster up just for a second. Eric Anton's going to be there. The champ, of course, Austin Jordan. The A-Game is going to be there. Big Country's going to be there. And there's going to be a mystery talent that's going to show up. They are being very hush-hush about it. I'm being very honest. Usually I can squeeze it out of somebody. They're not telling me anything, man. So we're going to have to all show up to find out who this mystery guy is who's going to be there. Let me tell you something about EWF. You never know. The Barbarian has shown up without being on a poster, and a lot of other big names. So you never know who that guy's going to be. You're going to have to show up to find out. And I can't wait. Who do you think that surprise guest might be if you had to guess?
I'm the senior official, and I don't even know. And that's the God's honest truth. I don't even have a clue who it is. Everybody's being so tight-lipped about it. But you're right. And, it's something I've been saying since January of this year. If you miss an EWF show, you just never know what or who you're going to miss, because there always seems to be a surprise. And I've been to the office 3 times since this poster was released, and they're being very tight-lipped about it, about who it is. I don't even know. If I had to guess, I couldn't even venture a guess, Scott, because you just never know.
Right. And I'm going to have a very special guest on the 25th, just 2 days before the show. This Thursday night, I'm going to have Sydney Atchley on the show, who is going to be talking about Go for the Gold and the Girl Scouts and how all this came about to have this show. So you guys be watching Thursday night for that. That's going to be a great show. Ask as many questions as you want. Let's get on here and show her. She's going to be nervous. I know she is, but let's show her let's show her a good time, and come on here, give her some comments, boost her spirits, and let's all show up and show out at this show, because that's what it's all about. Let's raise each other up together, man.
Yeah, but if by some chance you can't make it, I'll give you just a little bit of a background as to what I know. This is a project that Sydney's doing for the Girl Scouts, and she's a great girl. I love her to death. She's fantastic. She's a sweet girl. And she's doing this for her project. So, come out and support it. It's to help her, with this Girl Scout project. And like Scott said, lift each other up, help each other, and support. EWF hasn't been there for a month. Like I said, you don't want to miss an EWF show.
And if you go back and pause the video and look at the poster, or you go on my page or Gene's page, or even go on EWS Facebook page and look at the poster, you can donate things at this show up to $5, and they give you a list of things at the bottom of the poster that you can bring, and you don't even have to really pay. I mean, you can donate pencils, pens, and other things that were on the list at the bottom.
Board games, word search books.
Word search. There you go.
Crossword puzzle books, coloring books.
Now, I will say this: don't bring used ones. Make sure they're new.
Yeah, make sure they're new.
Make sure they're new. I want to put that out there, because I don't want some fool coming up at the door with a bunch of used crossword puzzles and thinking he's going to get into a show. That ain't the way it's going to work.
Yeah, that's not how it works. Also on the list, you got magazines, stickers, scissors, glue, tape, pencils. So there's a way to get into the show. Just come and donate and help Sydney out, and you can get into the show.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys, does anybody have any questions for Gene Reffin Parry, the Haliotsko Memorial Cup 4, a referee question, anything? Now is the time to put them up here on the screen. I'm going to dedicate the rest of the time we're on here to Gene himself, and we are going to have a good time. Gene, tell me about you was telling me earlier about a show that you went to. Tell me about that show that you just got through reffing.
Oh yeah, I made my debut last night for USA Main Event in Lincolnton, North Carolina, and actually the Southern Punisher was there with me. It was a great show, fantastic time. It's a small venue. We had about 80 people in it, and we were over capacity. So it's really a small venue, but it was a lot of fun. It's a great promotion. I loved working for him. The gentleman who runs it is Chad Scott, and it was a great time. It was a good show, and we had a lot of fun. And I really hope I get to go back there and work for them again. Their next show is going to be September 7th, and it's going to be an outdoor show.
Nice.
Those are a lot of fun. So it's going to be September 7th. It's going to be outdoors. You'll have to go to my ref page or my personal Facebook page I don't know the address right off the top of my head, but I know it's on.
If
It's
they
on
got the
Center
poster
Street.
out, shoot me a poster. I'd love to promote that one.
Yeah. I know it's on Center Street in Lincolnton, but the exact number I don't remember. I think it's 432 or something like that. But yeah, it's a good program. Like I said, it's going to be an outside show, and those are always fun to begin with. That's great. So
Joshua
yeah, me and my
wants to know
debut.
what inspired you to start refereeing.
Well, because I love the business so much, I always wanted to be a part of it, but I didn't at the time think I had the stature to, I was used to watching Hulk Hogan's and Andre the Giants and, Barbarians. I didn't think I had the stature to do what they do in the, because I'm only 5'5". These guys are 6'5", 6'8", 6'9". What am I going to do?
But you play 6'5" and 275 pounds when they get out of turn in the ring, brother. Let me tell you, I've never seen Gene Parry back down.
but I've done some really stupid things though. Let me tell you. I mean, there was a guy last night that was there. His name is Jake Brake, and this guy was every bit of 7 foot tall, and they were in a tag match, and he come over the top rope without tagging, and I went after him, and I looked him straight in the navel, and I said, "You get out."
Straight in the navel, brother. I like
straight
that.
In the navel. Said, "You get out. You didn't tag." So that's what inspired me, because I wanted to be a part of the business. I wanted because I love it so much, but I didn't think I had what it took to be a wrestler. So I went the other route, and I decided to be a referee.
Joey Godfrey wants to know, Gene, who is your favorite unbookable and why is it Boomer?
Well, because I found out firsthand that Boomer hits like a girl. So I found out I can take a punch from Boomer. That's not a big deal. So.
I've never heard anybody on my podcast say that Boomer Payne hits like a girl. You are the first. That was great.
I'm sure I'll be hearing from somebody about that one.
That's going to be a closed door session right there.
Yeah, I'm sure. I guess I better not make any plans for Friday night.
What did you say about me, sir? And why am I not booking you anymore? But anyway,
I guess I better not make any plans for Friday night, because there will be a closed door meeting. So,
all right, well, right? That's what I'm talking about. All right, let me do this. I want to put this up as many times as I can during the show. I am going to put your poster up again. I want you to say what's on the poster, give the information, say your thank yous again before we go. And here you go, man. The floor is all you.
All right. Thank you, Scott. All right. There it is, folks. The poster, Howie Yatsko Memorial Cup Part 4. Forest City National Guard Armory, September 14th. 8-man single elimination tournament. As you can see right there, you've got Austin Jordan, Eric Anton, Chase Lovelace, Adam Jackson, Mr. Ethan Case, Eric Nuff, Big Country, and the Tie-Dye Sunrise, James Johnson. Those 8 men will compete in a single elimination tournament, and that tournament will go on for 7 matches until it comes down to the final, and a winner is crowned for the 4th annual Howie Yatsko Memorial Cup.
Awesome. All right, guys, we haven't gotten any more questions, so Gene, man, again, you are always welcome to come on #Truth. I would love to do a show. If you don't mind, I would love to review the Howie Yatsko Memorial Cup 4, if you'd allow me to do that. And
absolutely.
If you would, I'd like you to come on live and do it with me so we could talk about it together. And maybe, just maybe, I can quote, I can't even say the word. Maybe I can
quote.
Yeah, maybe I can bring the champion who wins the actual 8-man tournament onto the show with us, and we could all talk about the show together, man. I'd love to try to do that. So,
sounds like a good time to me, Scott. I mean, I love what you're doing. I appreciate the time you give me to promote this and get the word out about this, because this is something, like I said, this is something that's very special to me. I made a promise that as long as I was alive and breathing, that I would make this happen every year. And I've lived up to that to this point. I mean, yeah, it's only 4 years, but it's still something I take very seriously, something I take great pride in. I want the fans to come and be entertained. I want you to bring your signs. I want you to cheer. I want you to boo.
Bring your
But
pictures
mostly,
of your loved ones. Don't forget
but
that.
mostly,
I'm going to
well,
put
that's what I
that
was
out
getting
there,
to.
man. I'm going to do it. Bring
Mostly,
the picture of your loved ones.
right. Mostly, I want you all to come and celebrate with us, because that's what this is all about. It's a celebration. Holly died tragically at a very young age. That no 30-year-old should have to go through what she went through.
Right.
So this is a celebration. This is taking negative energy and making it into a positive. So we want you to all come and celebrate. Bring the pictures of your loved ones. Celebrate with us, and that's what it's all about.
No doubt. We will all see you there. Give the date and the time again before we head off the air, and then we're going to call it a night.
It's going to be September 14th at the Forest City National Guard Armory. Doors will open at 6:30. Bell time is 7. $5 admission. I mean, you can't beat it. You're not going to get this quality wrestling for $5 anywhere else.
I have to ask one more question before I go. I lied to you. I have to ask one more question.
Right.
We spoke at the earlier show, and you weren't certain whether you were going to do that again. Are you going to be doing the 50-50 raffles, the intermission, giving away things like you were before? Is all that still going to happen this year?
Yes. It's all going to happen again this year. We're going to be doing a 50-50 drawing. Half will go to the lucky winner. The other half will go to the hospice in Holly's name. We are going to we're going to probably scale back the raffle a little bit, because we got so much stuff the first 3 years that it seemed like the raffle took forever to get through. But
it was almost a half an hour, 45 minutes to get back to the wrestling show.
Yeah. Plus your intermission on top of it. You're talking like an hour break. People are
Right.
getting stir crazy. So we are going to scale it back a little bit. But if anybody out there is wrestling wise wants to donate something for the raffle, that's very much appreciated. Any booker, promoter who wants to maybe donate tickets to their show, that's greatly appreciated. Because I'll tell you what, all 3 years, and I'm going to say it, I'm probably going to get hell for it, but Mr. Brian Kanabrowski from PWX has given me the liberty of raffling off 4 tickets to their next show. And then that's very much appreciated. So if any other promoters,
that is totally awesome.
Brian's a great guy.
Fans
Brian's
love
a great
that.
guy.
I'm going to tell you as a fan, fans love that. I've always called EWF my home. I will never miss a show at EWF as long as I live. But that is awesome when you get to go to other wrestling shows around. I'm learning that the hard way. But, I'm always going to come back home. I'm never going to miss an EWF show. But I enjoy going out to the other shows. And if you can win tickets and all you got to pay is your gas money to get there, bonus, brother, bonus. And I love that.
But Scott, it also backs up what I've been preaching for years, is that, in this wrestling business, there is enough for everybody to get a bite of the apple. We don't need this negativity of this promotion bashing that promotion and this and that. And that negativity needs to go away. And what Brian does is he shows that there's a camaraderie and that this is a business and we are a family. And he lets me donate 4 tickets to his next show. And I just think that's super. And I really think more people need to get on that bandwagon and do that.
That is awesome. Let me throw up. Melanie said, "Hey, how you doing, Melanie?"
Hi, Melanie.
MJ, love you. Hope you get to feeling better. He was in the hospital.
Happy birthday, MJ.
Happy birthday, MJ. I hope you get better, brother. And we'll hopefully see you on the 27th. Good to go and rooting for Big Country, because I know you're going to be in Big Country's corner.
Yeah, happy birthday, MJ. I hope you feel better, buddy.
There you go, man. All right, guys, we're gonna call it a night. I don't know what I did. I have no idea who I have tomorrow night. I think it's Arthur. I think I have another ref coming on tomorrow. I lost it. I don't know. I have an organized mess on my desk right here, and I lost
I have
my
you flustered.
schedule.
I have you flustered, Scott. That's what it is. You're
You
so
do.
excited.
I
You're so
am.
excited about the Holyoke Cup. You totally forgot what you're doing.
I'm not gonna lie. I am excited with all those opening matches, man. I can't wait to see how the bracket actually plays out. You know what? One of these years, you're gonna have to have the bracket made out beforehand, so we can do the Final Four thing like you do in college basketball, and everybody puts it out. And if they pick the winner, they get something. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. That's something to think about.
We did that. We did that for the first. We did that for the second and the first and second show.
Okay.
We printed out the bracket. We left it on everybody's seat, and they were to fill it out and turn it in. And if they, they were right, they won something. But oh my God, what a cluster it turned out to be. So we stopped doing. We didn't do that for free. Yeah, we didn't do that for free. So it's something. And maybe I'll post the bracket. Maybe I'll post the
There
bracket.
You go.
We'll have a little fun online with it. Is what we'll do. Because
there you go.
It turned into a disaster at the show trying to get everybody's.
you probably couldn't read half of them because of this chicken scratch, and it was. I could imagine
People picking wrestlers who weren't even at the show. I mean, come on.
You should have had this wrestler win.
Yeah, you should have invited this guy. He would have won. I know it.
All right, Gene. Like I said, man, you always have a place on #Truth, man. Anytime you want to come back, let's get that show together after the Holyoke Memorial Cup, and let's have the champ on here if we can. We'll talk about that at a later time, man. I would love to do that.
All right, yeah, I'd love to do it too. And if you've got any openings before September 14th, keep me in mind, brother. I'd love to come on and plug this all over again. So,
you'll always have an opportunity, man. I'll find a way.
All right.
All right, you have a great night. Tune in tomorrow night at 7:00 for #Truth. I don't have my schedule in my hand or in front of me, so I can't tell you who I have, but I will definitely post it up on Facebook probably in the next 15 minutes or so. And Gene, thank you very much for being on #Truth, brother. Love you. You're part of the family, and I love what you're doing, and I love this whole tournament, the Holyoke Memorial Cup, and I can't wait for it to come around, man.
Always a pleasure, Scott. Thanks for having me. Thanks for asking. I love it. This is a great format. What you're doing is fantastic.
Thank you.
And keep up the good work, my friend.
I sure will. All right, you guys have a great night.
Have a great night, guys.